What's up, my dudes? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're getting into some r/ChoosingBeggars. But that's not all. I'm going to get into some r/Tales from Tech Support, because I haven't done that one in a while and I missed that. I must also apologize for my absence yesterday. I had one of those headaches that you don't even want to hear your own voice. Like, your own voice is just nails on a chalkboard, and that was the state of my head yesterday, but I am good today. We're gonna get into some tasty stories from the enchanted land of Reddit. So without further ado, smash that subscribe button, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Freeloader upset because I bought the wrong kind of chicken for him. Posted by user DivineMS_M. This ended up a little longer than I planned, so thank you for reading. In my past, I have tried to help a few people who were down on their luck. I had a 2-bedroom home and I lived alone. I have rented my room to several people until they were able to get on their own feet. Most were decent, I should mention. This was always people I knew. I was happy to help them, and they helped out with rent. This one guy, though, jeez. He was nothing but a fake and a liar and a manipulator. I had known his mom for years. She was a precious woman, but she lost her life due to cancer. Her boys had grown up and moved on a few years before. For this story, I will be me and CB is the dude I'm talking about. I received and accepted a friend request from her oldest son on Facebook one day. We spent a few minutes catching up, and he told me about his life since his mother passed away. He had married and divorced and had a child. He was currently working. Hadn't been back home since the funeral, maybe 10 years, but he hoped to get back someday. Over the next several months, I would see his Facebook posts, always positive, always uplifting, encouraging those who were down or on hard times. He volunteered at a shelter. I was impressed. He had a crap father and his mother worked her ass off to raise her boys right, but she had challenges of her own. One day, I read a post of his and he was upset because he had lost his job. Rent was due in 3 days and he would not have unemployment for a few weeks at least. His truck payment was due, child support. He was a laborer and did not have much money, and I felt bad for him. I'd messaged him and let him know if I heard of any jobs. I'd let him know. Granted, he was in another city 3 hours away, but I have family in that city, and if I could help, I wanted to. A week later, he posted that he was sleeping in his truck. He could not make rent, so his roommate kicked him out. He couldn't find a job, and his money was almost out after paying child support. I felt bad for the guy. I knew of a few people hiring in our hometown, so I told him if he could get here, I'd do my best to help him get a job. He could stay till he was on his feet, and I would not charge him until he started getting a paycheck. He was at my front door 3 hours later with everything he owned. The first few days, he was exceedingly polite. Then his phone got disconnected, so he was always on my tablet, updating social media, posting inspirational quotes, etc., etc. I set up 3 job interviews for him. He tanked all 3. A month went by. I would come home from work and my house would be clean and he would have dinner made. It was nice. So I tried to be patient. He never collected unemployment. He said he applied, but his ex-boss was against him and delaying him getting the money he deserved. There was always a story. 3 months go by. He is now telling me how I should be taking care of my pets. My animals should be on strict feeding schedules, not have food left out all the time. It's a cat, for fuck's sakes. I keep his dish full or he bitches. I was not folding the towels properly in the bathroom. I could save so much cupboard space if I just... Yeah, you getting the picture? Fuck off, dude. This is my house. I raised 3 kids in it. I think I know what I'm doing. Then he started writing food on the grocery list. The groceries I was buying. He always had some excuse for not working yet. That job interview hated me. Another was racist. Another didn't like him because he was short. Another didn't like him because he obviously knew more than the boss, and the boss felt threatened because of this. I told him I could not continue to support him. that I had done all I can and I would give him until the end of the month, and then he would have to be on his way. Where I didn't know. At this point, I was getting tired of his crap. He spent hours a day on social media, talking about how he was keeping the faith. A good job would come through soon. God was great. God was good. God surely had ideas and plans for him. Magically, the next day, he took a part-time job with the husband of a friend. Day 2, husband let him go. The guy took my tablet to work. It had internet, and would sit in the shade posting on social media while the others worked, and he would sit there and tell them better ways to do things. So, now he's back to not working and has no money. He mentions to me that we're getting low on groceries and named off a number of items he needed. It was all I could do to not wring his neck. There was still a week and a half left on his time. And, well, I did need groceries and things for my lunch. So off I went, list in hand. I spent over $200 and I get home. He greets me at the door, ever the gentleman, insert eye roll here, and starts carrying in groceries. He's eagerly pawing through the bags looking for the things he had put on the list. Gatorade, Doritos, sour gummy worms, Bud Light Platinum, all things I never buy or consume, and he is getting sadder and sadder when he cannot find them. Then, he pulls out a large package of boneless, skinless chicken strips, and all polite behavior goes out the door. You did not buy boneless chicken breasts. I specifically put down breasts. These were on sale, and they were a better buy, so I bought these instead. But I don't like these. They have a vein of fat in them, and I don't eat fat. They're no use to me. I totally lost my mind and started to yell at this douchebag choosing beggar. Well, I suggest you get off your ass and go find a job and buy what you want. I have had it. You've been here 4 months, and aside from cleaning house and cooking a few meals, all you have done is bitch about how I live my life, how I care for my pets, who, by the way, live like fucking kings. I will not buy you another ounce of food. I will not buy you beer, nor will I put my hard-earned money towards your junk food. You live in my house, you eat my food, you hog my tablet, and complain when I'm on it, saying you can't look for work if I'm on my own fucking tablet. You don't have to like what I fucking buy or how I live my life, but for the next week and a half, you will shut the fuck up, eat what I bought, or you can go fucking hungry. I no longer give a shit. You have until the last day of this month to vacate my home, or I will vacate your loser ass for you. I stood there and shouted every single word to him, and he stood there and took it. His mouth was open and his eyes were bugging out, but he took it. And when I was done, I was shaking. I stand corrected. I apologize. I am humbled by your words, and I am grateful. He was so full of shit, talking like this, pretending to be someone he wasn't. Again, I apologize. A week and a half later, true to my word, I made him leave. I realize now he was never any of the things he claimed to be on social media and was not the young man I knew when his mother was alive. She is probably rolling around in her grave. Her son is lazy, an alcoholic. He was always at the bar begging people for beer. Well, my mom, she died of cancer, and I'm so sad. Remember me? I'm her son. Hey, can you buy me a beer? A lot of people, including myself, fell for his poor me routine. I thought I was helping someone out, but all he did was live in my house, try to boss me around, and bitch about the food provided to him. Good riddance. Okay, this was longer than I thought. I had no idea how much I needed to get that off my chest. Thank you for reading if you made it this far. Oh my god. Oh, OP is so lucky that they were able to actually get them out of the house. Like I've said before in some other videos about guests that overstay their welcome, they can sometimes make things very difficult for you if you let them stay longer than, depending on, I guess, the state you would live in, the province you live in, or anything like that. Depending on their city bylaws or provincial laws or anything like that. You know, like there's sometimes it can be extremely hard to get somebody out of your house. Oh, that could have been so much worse, but oh, that's frustrating. Why did it go on so long though? Like, this isn't really somebody you know. And if you've, after a week and I see this person, oh, maybe they didn't make it that apparent that soon, but a month is a long time to go to be like, okay, this person's a total piece of shit. Why am I still buying their groceries and stuff like that? But I get it. You want to be helpful and all that. This is a friend of your son, your friend's son that passed away or something like that. But like, I understand that. But oh, people, stop letting yourselves be trampled on is all I'm saying. All right, my dudes, before I get into the next story, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. This next story is called Roommate's Former Employer Wants Her to Work for Free Because She's Getting Unemployment. Posted by user Texas Poon Tappa 93. Oh, God. I wish I had screenshots for y'all, but I suppose they were at least smart enough not to put it in writing. They want her to start working 40 hours a week, but to stay on unemployment. His argument is that she's being paid a similar, about 30% less, wage, and he files her unemployment, so somehow that entitles him to her time. They said they'll keep track of hours and pay the difference when revenue starts, but I have a hard time believing it. Blows my mind how someone could actually think that's a reasonable request to make of someone. Oh no. What is with these people thinking that, like, oh my god, you're not even, like, you don't have to pay for any labor hours, nothing like that. What the fuck? Oh, this is, and I keep hearing horror stories of, like, people that are trying to get, there's like some big grocery store chain that's gonna stop paying the CERB emergency benefits or something like that. Something like that I read. They're gonna stop paying the benefits, like the hazard pay, but yet you're still asking people to wear masks, you're still asking them to social distance, but so clearly you should be paying them if people are saying there's a hazard present. You know what I'm saying? You should get hazard pay if people are saying there's a hazard, is all I'm saying. Maybe you disagree with maybe you disagree that there's an issue right now. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But I'm just saying, like, if that's a rule in a grocery store, then you're acknowledging there's a hazard. You know what? Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm just going to move on to the next one because I know this is a sensitive subject for some people. All right, this next one is called Teacher Disappointed We're Not Going to His Non-Mandatory Classes. Posted by user Those Pixels. Not natively English, but still feel free to chew me out for spelling mistakes as I speak English about as well as my native language. Also, mobile formatting, yada yada yada. You've probably read this introduction too many times already. Oh, my dude, you have no idea. In my school, I believe it's high school in the American system, we have online lessons now with the Rona and all that. Some lessons are mandatory and some are only if you have any questions. My chemistry teachers only had the latter. This teacher was already quite interesting. His lessons are hard to follow, and the stuff we did learn we basically had to get straight from the school book, as his explanations are not very helpful. He also just allowed students to go when they wanted. We could just go home if we didn't feel like following the class. Then, a few days ago, he sent this email to the entire class, translated to English here. I would like to say it might be sarcastic, but knowing him, it's probably serious. It had pretty bad spelling too. To get straight to the point, the following. Look, I can envision that you don't have questions about the chemistry exercises. This means that it's been explained well and that more help isn't required. But here it comes. The fact you don't want to listen to my sweet voice hits hard. Think about this for a bit and sleep on it. Luckily, you'll get a new chance tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Greetings from me. So, okay. Let's first talk about the fact that this has 0 upvotes, 0 downvotes. So it's not very popular in the Choosing Beggars community. Apparently neither is. My tongue isn't communicating with my fucking brain today either. Like that's any news to my viewers. But I don't know if this is a choosing beggar. What do you guys think? I mean, he's saying that it's not required and then gets mad when people don't do it. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys think this is kind of... I don't think it's choosing beggar. Let me know in the comments below if you believe it is or not. But my opinion is that is not a choosing beggar. Alright, my dudes, I got 2 more stories for you. And these are from r/TalesFromTechSupport. This one is called... I demand a refund and I want my free shipping back too. Posted by user DivineMiz_M. Wait a minute. Didn't I just read a choosing beggar story by this poster? I'm pretty sure I did. That's funny. Okay, let's get into it. Yes, you read correctly. Customer wants his free shipping refunded. Here is the backstory. I work for a company that sells a very specific aftermarket upgrade for vehicles. They are vehicle-specific parts, not a standard kit or one-size-fits-all type of deal. We are very specific in our listings to help people get the correct fit for their vehicle. Unfortunately, sometimes when people are shopping online, their endorphins kick in because they're spending money and they look at so many different options. By the time they purchase, they have viewed several different products and are on information overload. This leads to people buying the wrong kit. Fast forward to 3 to 5 days later when their eagerly awaited item arrives, and that is where tech support comes in. If you just read the enclosed paperwork, it tells you everything you need to do to get this installed. I'd say 75% of our customers do not read the enclosed paperwork. They just call us and start complaining about everything. Blah, blah, blah. I call these types of people job security. Now, on to my customer of the day. This happened Monday. I will refer to myself as TSG for Tech Support Genius and our idiot as SC for Stupid Customer. Thank you for calling Random Parts Place. How may I assist you? Yes, I bought this kit for my XYZ vehicle and it doesn't fit my car. This is total bullshit. It is supposed to be plug and play and it's not. I am sorry to hear you're having issues, sir. May I please have your order number so I can see what it is we're dealing with? And then he gives me the order number. Ah, yes, sir. I can see why you are confused. This kit is not a plug and play. That's fucking bullshit. Your ad says plug and play. I want a refund right now. I pull up the complete listing and email it to the customer and highlight the part where it clearly states in the ad, this is not a plug and play. I offer tech support to help him get this installed, but he is not having it. That is not what I ordered. This is not what my listing said. I want my money back right now, and I want my free shipping refunded too. I'm sorry to hear you wish to return your item. I have approved your return. Once you ship the item back to us, I will refund your purchase price in full. However, I have no way to refund something for which you did not pay. Someone paid for that shipping, and I am entitled to it for all this bullshit you'll put me through. Yes, we are at fault because you can't read. How's that working out for you? I would love to tell him he is stupid, but I cannot. I assured him he would get a refund of his purchase price, and that was all I could do. When I ended the call, he was still bitching and moaning to someone in the background about how stupid we are. Quite frankly, if he is too stupid to know what he is buying, he is too stupid to install it, and we don't want him using our product anyway. Thanks for reading. I needed to vent. Edit. The customer had to pay to return this. We only issue return labels if there is a manufacturer's defect or we screwed up. The fact that you do not read the listing and cannot follow directions costs you out of your own pocket if you want your money back. I have to admit, I took a little bit of pleasure knowing this. There's some companies, though, that those motherfuckers, if they send you a defective product, they still want you to pay to have it shipped back to them to repair it instead of sending you a fucking product that works. I found that out the hard way when but anyway, we won't go there. I'm just saying there are companies that take advantage of people like that, but it's cool that OP is saying that if they are in the wrong, we will reimburse their shipping costs. So I could understand if the customer was like, well, I don't want to pay for shipping because this product is faulty. I could understand that, but like refunding shipping that you didn't pay for, that's kind of weird. Weird and doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. All right, I have one more story for you guys today. I know, it's so sad. I might post a bonus episode on the weekend. Maybe my dudes, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This last story is called "Why Can't I See My CCTV Cameras?" Posted by user Boomer60. Here I am, trying to be finally retired, and I get an email from a past client. "I can't see the video cameras at my business. Help!" So I finally agree to stop by and see what I can do to help. Now, their system was put in almost 2 years ago, and no complaints or issues until this week. I know the client is an Apple fan, and all their kit is Mac. I also know that with the recent iOS update, the viewing program is busted. So I'm hoping that that's the issue and I can run away. I get on site and get some more info. "I can see my home system okay, just not the business." FYI, this is a personal services type of business and they have been closed until last weekish for COVID. After some poking about, I can see video locally, but the internet ports are closed and the WAN IP looks a bit odd for the ISP. Check the router and it's set up properly for port forwarding. I asked the client if there were any changes to their internet. "Nope. Say them. No changes." Time to call the ISP. In the course of verifying the account, the CSR says, "This account is not active. It was set to hold back in March when the business was shut down for COVID." End of the story. Account was reactivated. WAN IP was their static IP and the ports were open. Client was chagrined. "Oh, I kind of remember doing that, but since I was still able to check email, I thought the ISP didn't put a hold on the account." ISP, out of the goodness of their hearts, allowed business accounts to get and send email on their accounts that were suspended pending reopening after isolation times. Oh, I had a few when I did tech support for a pizza company. There's a couple in some areas that had like wildfires and stuff like that, so they had to like turn off their internet for a while and then they would reopen and then they call and get mad at us because nothing's working when they didn't actually call to turn their internet back on yet. So it's like, and we kept telling them like, "We don't see any internet coming into your store, like you need to call your ISP." "Well, what do we pay you for?" Well, you pay us when like everything is working as it should, but yet things are still not working. Like you have no internet. It's not our problem. We don't control your internet. We just control everything that connects to it, you know? People are fucking dumb sometimes. I don't know what to tell ya. Alright, my dudes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. As always, the links to these stories will be in the description below. Sorry for the garbage truck that's right outside my house right now. Don't forget to head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it, my dudes. And I will see you mofos in tomorrow's episode. Peace out, my dudes.